Congratulations on your decision to lose weight and improve your health. Ideal Protein is a 4-phase, medically developed weight loss program that, if followed exactly as directed, will provide you with predictable, repeatable, and measurable results. You will also potentially experience improved health benefits such as reduced blood pressure, reduced triglycerides and improved cholesterol ratios, reduced blood glucose levels, reduced systemic inflammation, improvement in thyroid function, and much, much more. Your body uses 2 different sources of fuel no matter what you are doing. Whether you're sleeping, sitting, walking, or working, your body burns glucose and fat, which are accessed from 3 tanks. Glucose. This comes from your blood, as well as glycogen, which is stored in your liver and muscles. Muscle, which your body has the ability to break down and use to make its own glucose through a process called gluconeogenesis. Fat, which is essentially stored energy. This is the primary tank you'll be using while you are on the Ideal Protein program. Glucose is the default source of fuel in your body, meaning that if it is readily available, it is what is used for fuel. That poses the first challenge. If you want to lose weight, you should want to lose fat. But the problem is, if glucose is available, your body will burn that first. So let's look at what we do with Ideal Protein. Step 1. We restrict your intake of carbs and deplete your glycogen storage. This forces your body to break down muscle for energy and go after stored fat. It will do both of these equally, posing the second challenge. How do we keep our body from breaking down our muscle? Step 2. To protect your muscle and only burn fat, we provide you with the optimal intake of non-GMO, highly absorbable protein in the form of isolates. Step 3. With your muscle effectively unavailable, your body is forced to burn fat as its primary source of fuel, and that's what we want. The physiological state where your body is primarily burning fat for fuel is called ketosis. When your carbohydrate intake is greatly reduced, your body turns to stored fat, prompting your liver to make compounds called ketones that supply many of your tissues with energy, including your brain. Ketosis simply means that you have switched from burning glucose to burning fat. Although ketosis is a frequently misunderstood physiological state, even by many doctors, it's safe for everyone except type 1 diabetics. If you are a type 1 diabetic, we have a modified protocol specifically for you. The benefits of ketosis include reduced appetite, the preservation of lean muscle mass, lowered insulin levels, which is what actually triggers the body to release stored fat, and the use of stored body fat for fuel. Dieters in ketosis also experience an increase in energy levels and mental clarity, along with a reduction in systemic inflammation. Now that you understand ketosis, let's look at why Ideal Protein takes an imbalanced diet approach to weight loss. A standard balanced diet is relatively high in carbs and fats. The typical low-calorie diet comes in many variations, but they all have one thing in common, which is that their primary strategy is to simply reduce your overall caloric intake to cause you to lose weight. While this does result in weight loss, there are some serious issues with low-calorie diets. First, they do not reduce carbohydrates enough to shift your body from burning glucose to burning fat. They do not provide adequate micronutrients, which can lead to a vitamin and mineral deficiency. They also do not provide adequate protein to support lean muscle mass. This allows your body to break down essential muscle tissue to fuel itself. You end up losing equal amounts of fat and muscle, which creates a slower metabolism, leaving you worse off than you were before you began. On the Ideal Protein protocol, the weight you lose is really a byproduct of how your metabolism is improving. In response to a high sugar, high carbohydrate diet, your cells and tissues eventually lose their sensitivity to insulin, causing your body to produce more and more insulin, which is a condition known as hyperinsulinemia. As a result, your body is less able to use the glucose from food as fuel, so you end up converting it to fat instead. Essentially, your diet has transformed you from an energy-burning body to an energy-storing body. The X in this slide represents the biggest health epidemic of our time, metabolic syndrome. It involves chronic conditions such as obesity, high cholesterol, high blood sugar, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, chronic inflammation, low thyroid function, and PCOS, among others. The red square represents the loss of insulin sensitivity, known as insulin resistance. A ketogenic diet directs your body to burn stored fat and improves insulin sensitivity, which can help you keep your weight off. This simple graphic is key to what we're doing. By strictly following the ideal protein protocol and draining your stored glucose, your body releases stored fat to use as energy. This process is called lipolysis, and it cannot happen when you have high insulin levels from overeating carbohydrates. To minimize the breakdown of muscle, we provide a sufficient amount of protein in a form easily used by the body. Over time, the reduction in insulin allows the insulin receptors to become resensitized, reducing the amount of insulin you need. This is important since reduced insulin sensitivity is what causes weight gain, hypertension, type 2 diabetes, and elevated cholesterol and triglycerides. In order to improve insulin sensitivity, you must follow the ideal protein protocol as instructed. You're probably wondering what you'll actually be eating while you're on the ideal protein protocol. During phase 1, dieters eat just 4 times per day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a snack, consuming a total of 3 ideal protein foods, 4 cups of vegetables, and 5 to 8 ounces of lean protein such as chicken, beef, fish, or pork. In addition to having over 60 ideal protein foods to choose from, herbs, spices, and certain condiments are also allowed. So, to review, here's what makes ideal protein work. Reduce calories to create the necessary energy deficit so you lose weight. Reduce carbohydrates to shift your body from burning glucose to burning fat. Adequate protein to support and protect your lean muscle mass. Reduced appetite, increased energy, increased mental clarity, and reduced inflammation. Plus, weekly support, education, and monitoring that help you understand how you got to where you are and empower you with the knowledge and tools to keep the weight off.